Good afternoon and welcome and congratulations to the Life and Legacy Masterclass. Congratulations also for taking time to think about your legacy. Hi, my name is Ann McNeil and I am excited that you're here. And I'd like to ask some questions of you, if you would be so kind to put your questions in the chat. Now, just allow me an opportunity to introduce myself. I run a multi-million-dollar construction company called MCO Construction. And I am a world-class traveler, founder of actually 5 different businesses. 2 of those businesses are not-for-profit. I'm an author and an entrepreneur. And of course, I could go on and on and on about myself. But this is really more about you and the elephant in the room. Yeah, you know that elephant in the room. Is this your elephant? Maybe you feel like you're working really, 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 really hard. Maybe you have maybe just a little bit to show for working so very hard. Well, if this is your elephant, maybe it's just a lot of different things. You know, all of those things that we really oftentimes don't feel like we have clarity. Maybe you don't feel like you're able to go to the next level. What about priorities? Are your priorities in order? No, you don't think so? Well, I'd like to challenge you to take a moment and think about your priorities. And as you do that, think about what is your problem costing you? Is it costing you focus? How about financial freedom? Financial resources? How about cash reserves? How about precious time with your family? Are any of these things what you really desire? Are any of these things what's really costing you more than you can even put a price on? How about clarity? How about time with family and friends? How about freedom? You know, that financial freedom where you have time, talents, and treasure to do what you want, when you want, where you want, how you want, with whomever you want. How about self-confidence? Is that really what you desire? How about a whole life success? I've created a whole life success system that I've been using now for over 40 years. How about reaching new heights in your life and in your business? How about successful habits? A team that can support you in every area. I'm actually hosting this in Boston, and I had someone ask me about a question about how do you do so many things? Every time I go on LinkedIn, I see you. Every time I go on Facebook, I see you. But what they don't realize is that the reason they're able to see me is because I set goals 40 plus years ago about what I wanted to be doing today and next year and the following year. But in doing that, I've created a really good team. It's not always perfect, but that is really what life and legacy is all about. And when you talk about life and legacy, there is a life and legacy framework. And I'll walk you through that life and legacy framework that my clients are using to have a better quality of life in every area of their life. So maybe, you know, you don't know what's sure for you, but I can just share what I think that I know. No, what I know. I do know that this is true, that it is possible for you to live your best life while building a financial legacy, but also living a life of significance in your business and your life as you take your business and your life to the next level. But all of that means absolutely nothing if you don't have clarity, the kind of clarity that my friend Chris McCarron has now. But in the very beginning, Chris did not have that kind of clarity. And the challenge was her being able to generate the kind of revenue, but also having an imposter syndrome. These are her words. She said, I was barely making enough money to pay my bills, racking up debt and driving a beat up old car. In conversations, I was very self-deprecating and had a negative attitude toward my future. Those were her words. That's where she was when she started coaching with me. But I want you to keep this in mind. Expectations, as you think about your expectations, put your questions in the chat. Ask your questions and put hashtag question if you have a question for me. Also, I want you to keep in mind that I need you to be excited about where you are in your journey. But I want you also to know that I am committed to continue to guide you to get results as a part of this process. But I also have breaking news. Contrary to what you may believe, legacy is financial. Legacy is what you desire it to be. But if you're not able to connect it to money to have your desires, then you really should ask yourself, what is really legacy to you? Because financial causes most people to think about legacy as stories and lessons that have been passed down from generation to generation. But if you don't leave money behind and have a money consciousness, really, are you able to really leave the type of legacy that you desire? Not that what others are desiring for you, but the type of legacy you actually are desiring for yourself. That I'd like to encourage you to begin to just imagine what it would be like as your business begins to grow. What will it be like when you begin to have an amazing team surrounding you? What would that be like? Can you imagine going away for 3 weeks on vacation without being concerned really about taking your laptop or your phone? That is what I'd like for you to just imagine as you think about the places you'd like to travel. I've been blessed over the years to travel in Africa in particular, 15, 16 different countries, many other places, but it was a desire not just to go alone, but to go with my family. And I can just really attest to the fact that that is what legacy building is about for me. This is one of the pictures that I took while traveling, actually to Panama. And I was sitting out on the deck and took this picture one morning as the sun was rising. And in the distance, you can see the ships lined up waiting to go through the Panama Canal. An amazing view. This is another picture that I took when my grandson and I were in South Africa, Cape Town, actually, to be exact. And we were watching the penguins. Yes, Cape Town was known for their penguins, all kind. Another opportunity to just escape. This was as we land in Cape Town, took that picture at the airport. This is one of the hotels we stayed in, Southern Sun, and it was truly that, walking distance to everything. On the right-hand side, golfing with our family and friends, actually from work. The two guys on the end are co-workers from work. So I'd like for you to think about for yourself, what is living a life of significance, but also leaving a legacy, but also living a legacy. These are 4 keys that I like for you to make, 4 key shifts that you must master in order to live your best life and also establish a legacy. But that legacy is what's important to you, not to me, but what's important to you as you think about your next steps. Now let's talk about your next steps. Life and legacy framework starts with your definite purpose. Your definite purpose, not mine, for you. And as you do that, there are some myths. And one myth that I'd like for you to focus on is your purpose is your job. Your purpose is your job. But it must align with your current demands as a part of the labor market. That's a myth. Another myth is your purpose is just like, yes, a perfect job. Perfect job. That's a myth. Another myth is your purpose does not exist. I would say that's a myth also, because if you don't know where you're going with a purpose, it's like getting in your car and sitting there. What direction will you go if you don't have a purpose for being in the car? So your purpose must exist. And even if you don't know what it is, others are directing your purpose and you don't realize that. And your purpose should be connected to your passion. That's also a myth. Another myth is that your purpose will never change. Again, that is also a myth. The self-confidence formula, I believe, in my experience, has helped me to really get greater clarity in my own purpose. And I talked earlier, months ago, and I do believe this, that I was told the big lie, but also that you should know what the truth is. And your purpose is your job, and it must align with your current demands. And your purpose, is what you feel that you're called to do, but it may not be aligned to that job that you have, right? Your purpose is one thing, that there should be a perfect job. And that's not always the case. Now, as you live your life, your purpose can change, and you really want to be okay with that. Purpose does not exist. That's the lie. I do believe that each of us was put on this earth for a purpose, even though we may not have found our purpose. But for me, when I'm ready to receive it, it is there. It's already in us. And oftentimes we really don't realize that. Another myth is that the purpose is the same as passion. Now, purpose is focused, and it's the reason I do what I do for others. But the why of passion is a feeling that brings joy and satisfaction. I know for me in my life, you have to ask yourself the question, what about you and yours? Another myth is that my purpose will never change. I believe that my purpose can change, especially if it is a significant life event happens. And I know for myself, it does happen. And for Chris McCarran, it happened when we connected. And now her testimonial and her comment is, her quote says, it's been about 2 years since that initial 90 days. And she started reciting the self-confidence formula as a part of our Clarity Mastermind. And you can look at the difference in this face and the previous face that we showed. She says, now I live in a beautiful home that she designed. I have joined a stock market investment group. I've written a book and created multiple passive streams of income, and about to launch an online course. This is Chris McCarran's story. Now, another shift, another testimonial, meet Amy. Amy's testimonial says that where are you before? What happens as a result of helping? What Amy does now is help individuals have a better quality of their life in every area of your life. You see, your definite purpose must be connected to visionary leadership. And if you don't believe that, just think about some of the leaders that you know that you have been involved to connect with, right? Visionary leadership. What does that mean to you? Visionary leadership. Just stop and think about that for a second. What is visionary leadership to you? Well, I like to think sometimes that oftentimes we don't really give much thought to what vision is in our own lives. These myths and these gaps and these misconceptions that exist oftentimes can derail us if we really don't go inside and ask ourselves, what is the truth for us? Now, visionary leadership myth, you either have it or you don't. And that is a myth. If it takes you too long to develop, this is another myth. The result probably is not true vision. That's a myth. Leaders always know what to do. No, that's a myth. Leaders must be tough and unemotional. That's another myth. Leaders are always confident and self-assured. No, that's another myth. Now, as we go on and talk about worry, I want to encourage you, don't worry. I've got you. No, don't worry. We will give you all of the resources required to implement this step as you desire to build your best life and establish a legacy. We have a community for you in this regards. Now, another testimonial, Malachi Monroe shares with us who he was before and after. He said, I came to Ann McNeil after deciding to leave the university and became more of a mentor, allowed me to see a larger vision of myself and how I had full control as I got greater clarity on the vision and in the vision. Now I had a record month in my company, $90,000 in 30 days. And so I'd like to have each of you to just consider your own place you are right now and how the before, during, and after testimonials are for you. But you have to start with thinking about having an opportunity to look at this life and legacy framework, starting with definite purpose, visionary leadership, and financial mastery. Oftentimes, we never think about financial mastery, which actually is the third key. The third key of our system is investing. This is a myth. Investing is only for the rich. That's myth one. Myth number two, credit cards will get me through. That's a myth. Myth number three, I'm too young to think about my legacy. Malcolm Monroe, the testimonial we just heard, talked about his legacy and deciding not to go to college. College is not for everybody. He knew what he wanted to do from high school, went to college for a couple of years and decided to focus on his business. So you're never too young. Myth, another myth, financial advice has always been best, has your best interest in heart. No. The financial advice you receive, you need to be able to try that spirit by the spirit and know if that's best for you. Money can make you happiest. Another myth, not so true. And as you think about these myths, I really want each of you to think about what's most important to you. As you begin to focus on financial mastery, closing the gap, I have had many experiences in understanding that I can work for the money, but it's more important for me to learn how to make my money work for me. And that starts with focusing on answering the questions about financial mastery and then deciding to get help. These items that I've just described for me is a part of my life and legacy framework, starting with definite purpose, then having leadership, and then financial mastery. This is the ultimate transformation that we desire for our clients. Now, let's talk about if you're missing any one of these three. Are you missing any one? Any one of these three? If you're not thinking and growing rich, then no matter what else you do, it really doesn't matter, because you would end up being stuck in the mindset of lack and not able to stay on this wheel. And I really want you to take a moment and really look at that. Definite purpose. If you're missing that, that's a problem. How about visionary leadership? If you're missing that, that's a problem. Because if you're missing leadership, you're not only going to have an ineffective team, but you're not going to be able to take time away from your busy business and expand your wealth in other areas. That is critically important. Now, let's go to the third one. If you are missing any one of these, if you're missing any one, it's an issue. Financial mastery. If you're missing financial mastery and a good management team, you're not really going to be able to know how or what making money and saving money is going to produce. And I also like to suggest investing money to create a financial legacy, because oftentimes we don't realize it could be something as simple as $20 a month invested over a very long period of time. Not $1,000 a month, only $20 a month. The news flash is going to be hard to get the life and legacy you love when your process is broken. Very, very hard. And you have to think about which one of these are you missing? You know, I might be stating the obvious here and maybe not, because your ability to leave a legacy and create massive impact and shape the planet, if you will, is limited by the tools that you decide that are most important for you to use. And if you're not using these tools, then that is going to be a serious, serious problem. Now, as you begin to look at when you master all three of these, just imagine what happens when you begin to master all three of these. I'd like to ask you to just ask yourself the question, is your business growing? Is your business growing? Do you have an amazing team that allows you to take time away? These are the questions I'd like to have you just ask yourself. Are you able to take that 3-week vacation? Are you, on the phone, dealing with financial management issues? Think about that. And there's just one more thing. Yes, just one more thing. The one more thing you need in order to master living your best life and establishing your legacy, that one more thing, that's going to be mindset. Yes, mindset. Have you ever stopped to think about what is your mindset? You have a new mindset, and this new mindset gives you results. A new mindset. I want to be crystal clear. Your success requires a shift in your mindset. I want to be clear of the strategy, and the world is useless, and everything you do is useless without a shift in your mindset. You might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't deserve to be wealthy. There's too much risk involved. Oh, I'm okay being comfortable. Maybe you're denying, yes, not lying, or maybe, but you're denying the abundance that God has created for you to experience. But he needs your help. Yes. I love this quote by Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You see, if you're not careful and you have a mediocre mindset, this will threaten or derail your progress. You might find yourself even thinking many limiting beliefs, and this frame will give you a story you cannot believe, but it's not the truth. And oftentimes we really don't stop to think about what is the truth. Another question you may ask yourself, which is not true, I don't think it's true. You may say, look, I don't have enough time, and these are just excuses. Another one, I don't have enough money. No, you have enough time, you have enough money. Or you may say, I am overwhelmed and I don't know where to start. Well, that's why we're here. We're here to help you identify a place to start. Maybe your question is a statement to yourself in terms of mindset is, I will never be a millionaire. I think that's not necessarily so if that's your desire. Another mindset might be, I don't have the level of self-confidence. Another one might be, I don't believe in myself. And that also connects to confidence. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not good or qualified or experienced enough to have my desires. Well, I need to work 18 hours a day. That was me a long time ago. It was actually 20 hours a day on a good corporate job I had, because I want to encourage you that if you're not careful, this mediocre mindset can just pop up in many different forms. You might be thinking, I don't know people, especially the ones that will buy my product or use my service or create opportunities for me. These are all mindset shifts. How about this one? I've tried time and time again, but I never get the results I want. Well, That, however, is not the truth. No, I don't think that any of those are the truth. Maybe you're thinking something different than all of these excuses that I've shared. So then ask yourself the question then, what is the truth? These are my thoughts. The truth comes in many forms, because when you think about time, you do know how to maximize the 24 hours you're given. When you think about money, I think you do know how to make money. But ask yourself, do you? Do you know how to make the money make money? Do you know how to make yourself more attractive to bigger money? How about the millionaire question, mindset? Do you know that $1 million formula? What does your net worth say about you? What does your net worth say about you? How about legacy? Do you know what your life looks like after you're gone? How about self-confidence? Do you trust yourself? How about mindset? What beliefs do you have that no longer serve you to go to the next level? Network. What does your network say about you? Unique. What is unique about you that makes you stand out from the crowd? Well, I like to break this mindset down with this graphic. And the mindset formula, I think, starts with thoughts, feelings and beliefs, words and actions. All of this brings about the results we desire. Galen Bingham was a client that had a mindset shift. And here he gives a testimonial. It is amazing when I think about Galen showing up actually to one of our annual meetings and was not able to get in because he had not written his plan for his life. But when he did take some time and do that, the following year, he came back in a storm of great success. And so when you think about your great success, I'll share with you what Galen said. He said, if you're fortunate, you'll recognize when you meet someone with the power to change the trajectory of your life. That was the case when I met Ann McNeil in 2018. I was a new member of Black NSA. Almost immediately, Ann began fortifying the mental strength I needed to live my life, my dream of impacting the lives of people around me. She has an uncanny ability to encourage me and others to embrace a life of audacious possibility. She marries each inspirational conversation with dogged spirit accountability, ensuring that I remain focused, revealing the most noble version of my future self. Single-handedly, Ann has created a bold new world of possibility for me, anchored in the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich. It is much to my success, I think, that Galen has shared his success with us in this quote. And then he closes it by saying, very quickly, he shares, if you're looking for a personal guide through your roadmap to success, or if you're looking to envision new possibility for your group or organization, you can do no better than connecting with Ann McNeil. Your life or your business will never be the same. It will be forever changed. Valencia Gibb shares her mindset shift, same as Galen. She said, meeting Ann McNeil is a predestined encounter that changes lives. Her ability to create a system that transforms and empowers is creating new generations of wealth. Powerful, thoughtful, strategic, and purposeful are only a few words that describes the astounding personality and characteristics of one of God's greatest gifts to humankind. She keeps and helps to identify, define, and place your desire in front of you while teaching you how to learn from the obstacles. And that goals are a byproduct of the greatest gift of discovering you, while helping to transform in all areas of your life. One of her most assuring phrases is trust the process. She teaches us that you have to be ready for what you're seeking. Therefore, to be ready, you have to get ready. She helps you to achieve these goals. And I just want to just share those brief testimonials. But I ask you the question, what's the story that's blocking your level? What's holding you back? Are these stories that you're telling yourselves, are they advantageous or are they grounded in limiting beliefs? Think about that for just a moment. The stories we tell ourselves, well, I suggest that there needs to be a shift. And this shift that we're suggesting that we must all have is living your best life and establishing your legacy is not as hard as letting your mindset stop you from achieving your next big goal. It's not. It is not that hard. If you're waiting for a sign, guess what? This is the sign. There's a saying that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. One more time. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I don't want you to worry, actually. Just stop and think about, don't worry. We've got you. My team and I are committed to helping you achieve living your best life and establishing your legacy. And we do that by helping you create a life and legacy framework, starting with your definite purpose, having visionary leadership, and financial mastery. That is the ultimate transformation. Now, these are the keys. These are the keys. Definite purpose, visionary leadership, financial mastery, mindset mastery. You're going to need all four of these. If you want to achieve living your best life and establishing your best legacy, you're going to need all four of these. And I really want to encourage you and to know that it does not have to be that hard. It really does not. What's the first thing you'll start working on when you come into our program? Number one is to define that purpose, helping to identify your definite purpose. And number two, becoming a visionary leader. Number three, creating and following a financial plan to find new and hidden streams of revenue in your business. And I'd also say also in your life. And then number four, with the shift in your mindset, all of this is possible. Definite purpose, visionary leadership, financial mastery. This is the ultimate transformation that is required of all of us in order to go to the next level. Now, with our help, this is what you can do. You can begin to put in the chat your biggest takeaway from this session. Just put in the chat your biggest takeaway. It doesn't matter if you're listening to this on the Zoom, on Facebook, or on YouTube, wherever, LinkedIn, wherever you're listening to this, in the chat, put in the chat your biggest takeaway. Yeah, just put in the chat your biggest takeaway. Because I think that it's so very important that when you think about the ultimate transformation and you think about what you can do and you think about your biggest takeaway, the four areas that we've discussed, your recap, let's just quickly recap. Your elephant, your real problem, life and legacy framework, mindset mastery, life and legacy retreat. These are the steps that we'd like to encourage you to consider as you begin to look at your definite purpose, your visionary leadership, and financial mastery. Now, there's no reason for you to have to go and find 4 different programs to piece together as a solution on your own, because you can reverse engineer. You can reverse engineer your situation. I like this picture of, we see the iceberg on the top, but we don't see what's up underneath. And you can do this with what we've shared. And when you really stop and think about what we've shared with you today, these tips of the iceberg that you're able to see, I want to encourage you with this process of ultimate transformation that we're discussing. There's so much more underneath that maybe you have not begun to research yet, but don't waste time and energy trying to reinvent the wheel. No, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. No, don't reinvent the wheel. What you don't know that's not necessary, because that could cost you everything. It could cost you everything. Right now, just think of yourself standing at the crossroads of your life. You have a picture of a crossroad, two words diverge in a wood. And I like this quote from Robert Frost. He says, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled. That has made all the difference. That's Robert Frost's quote. If you stop and think about today, you're standing at that crossroad, and you can take the road less traveled for yourself, or you can take the road that's traveled by others. And the road that's traveled by others is doing the same thing the same way, but expecting a different result. Or you can take this road we're discussing with you today, which is the road less traveled, which will give you the desires of your heart. It will give you life and legacy, but it will also give you a process and a system that has been proven and developed that will help you ensure that the road less traveled is the right road for you. Now, as I give you some options, option one on this road, you can implement what I've shared. You can implement it on your own. That's option number one. Option number two, you can let me and my team help you by enrolling you into the Life and Legacy Retreat to be fully supported and achieve living your best life and establishing your own legacy. Now, it's up to you. We're inviting you to come with us at our Life and Legacy Mastermind Retreat that takes place on November the 9th through the 11th, 2023. Your Life and Legacy Retreat is 3 days. This is what it includes as a part of your program. 3 phenomenal days, journaling, a journey into your purpose, focus on your profit, playing and planning for your passion and legacy, team breakfast sessions, lunch on the patio, ocean view rooms. I mean, I could go on and on. Now, as we focus on what will you walk away with, you will walk away with being able to create your life and legacy blueprint. But I can go through all of these, but more importantly, I think you also will walk away with vision of what's possible for you. You'll walk away with purpose about what's most important and who's most important. You'll walk away with clarity of confidence in the direction you need to go for your business and your life. This is what you're going to walk away with. I have been hosting this now for over 11, it's been 12 years now. And every single person that has walked away left changed in many, many, many different areas of their business and their life. But everything you need is right here. We have everything you need, but now is your time and it's your turn. If you're not investing in yourself, what are you investing in? Because you're not investing in me. What are you investing in? It's your time and it is your turn. And I think that oftentimes we come back to that crossroad and we really don't know which way to go. I suggest that if you need to book a visionary strategy call, you can make a decision right now. And if needed, we can offer you a 15-minute vision strategy call with one of our coaches to help you in this process. That is what I would like to suggest How much is it costing you not to solve this problem? I had an experience where I purchased a Tesla Model X when it first came out. And it was one of the most expensive investments I had to make on the spot. My husband and I had talked about it. My grandson and my husband and I had talked about it. And they suggested that I get this car. The car was 6 figures, and I could not see doing that. I just really could not see doing that. Now, my question is going to you, how much is it costing you to solve this problem? Well, I had a problem, it was a transportation problem. I had all the cars. I had the Mercedes, I had the, you know, the Audi, I had BMW, I had all of them. And so I needed to get this car, but I did not want to invest the kind of money they wanted. And I decided to, same day, make the investment in the car. But when it came to choosing which amount I wanted to invest in, of course, I went to the low end. I did not realize what it would cost me in the future for not investing in the high-end battery, which would have cost me another $30,000 in addition to the $100,000 that I had to invest in the car. A car that I will never have to buy again. Plus, I never have to pay to charge. That was a selling point that day when the guy suggested I buy the car. I did not know how much it would cost me. And I'm going to keep saying that because as you're listening to me, I want you to really think about, what is it costing you not to make this decision today? How much is it costing you not to work with us? What kind of difference would it make not to get the solution now? Well, let me fast forward my story about that car. I chose not to buy the high-end battery. Now, that was 2016. I am paying so much money now to stop and charge my car, wherein if I had made the investment then, I would not have to stop and charge because the battery would have been twice the size. It would have given me 300 miles versus 200, which is going down. Now, I shared that story because as I thought about this mastery class that we're discussing about life and legacy, how often do we make decisions in the moment to not think about the long-term investment of that decision? And I wanted to share that here with you today because as I thought about what does it cost us each time we decide not to invest in our future, not to invest in ourselves, but we'll turn around and we'll invest in other people and their future, but we will not invest in ours. And so I just wanted to share that about our 3-day event. It's on sale. Paid in full today is $5,500. On sale. Payment plan, we can talk about a payment plan. $5,600 if you decide to use a payment plan. But what is your investment? Just 2 payments of $2,800. That's what I'd like for you to think about. And our team and I, we can help you talk about some options and walk you through booking a vision strategy call. We can offer you a 15-minute visionary call with one of our coaches. That's what I would like to suggest you consider. And I share this testimonial from Wyman Winbush. And as he says, many know Ann McNeil is the master builder, an equally accurate descriptive of an advocate for success. And anyone who meets her will attest to her willingness to do whatever she can to coach, mentor, encourage, and connect you with resources that position you for a better life. This is Wyman Winbush. It is seldom that you see someone who derives so much pleasure in championing the success of others. Her sage counsel and words of wisdom are treasured by many. These are only a few of the attributes that make every chance to work with Ann McNeil an opportunity to become a better you. And I'd like to suggest, as you plan your life and legacy, I cannot think of a better coach. No, I can't. So again, let me recap. Our 3-day event now is on sale. Paid in full, $5,500. And if you'd like a payment plan, $5,600. And we can book a discovery call with you to discuss that even further. Now let's get started. All right. Yes. Put your comments in the chat. I look forward to helping you to live your best life and establish your legacy. I'd like to encourage you again to put your comments or questions in the chat, regardless of when you're watching this. You see, as I wrap up, let's make the shift. Let's go from I don't have what it takes to sell high-end programs. I've watched other people do it, but it won't work for me. Let's go to I'm actually doing my clients a favor. I am doing you a favor by charging at this level. Everything about our lives will change when we work together as a team, our team working with your team. We've been able to help hundreds of individuals over the, 40 plus years for me. Now, you might say, I don't have what it takes. I would suggest that you do. I would suggest that you do have what it takes. And as I begin to wrap up, our team is here to help support you. And I have a final picture here of a group that's a part of our life and legacy. And I really enjoyed this particular picture because it is an indication of what's possible for our team and our group working together with our coaching clients. And I have an invitation. I have an invitation for you. And that's an invitation for transformation. An invitation for transformation. And if you're ready for transformation, then we are the group for you. Now, with those thoughts in mind, I would like to, again, invite you and your questions in the chat. And I also want to thank you and congratulate you for joining us today as we share our life and legacy information and retreat. Again, thanks again for joining us and your questions in the chat. If you're interested in attending, please put your questions in the chat. And again, we will follow up with you based upon your comments and your question. And with that, we're going to end with my favorite video. And I want to thank everybody again for joining us. And remember to just continue to focus on what is your life and legacy, and how is it important enough for you to be able to live your best life. So now we'll play the video, and we'll ask everybody again, regardless of when you're watching this, please comment, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube, but also you can also text me at 55678, and in the chat, just put the word "and" in the chat. You can text me at 55678 and put the word "and" in the chat. The fact that you really can think and grow rich with a spirit of excellence, in the spirit of service to God. I came from absolutely nothing. So there's no excuse about why I cannot help literally millions of people, but I have to start with one, and that one is myself.
Miss Ann, such a gift. The way that you have curated this space for people to be safe, to be seen, to be heard, to be validated, to be encouraged, to be lifted up in a way that allows them to see beyond what they may have ever even dreamt to be possible. is special. It's a blessing, it's a gift, and it's transformative.
I want to say thank you for opening my eyes to what it is I need to do, how to do what I need to do, and sharing your life experiences so that I don't make the mistakes.
You need to surround yourself with individuals that see something in you that you can't see. Because once they see that, then they will keep bugging you because they know better is in there. And that's what she has done for me. She saw my better when I couldn't even see it.